Back to another Tones of Melanin TV with Alwysb video. Today we're going to be working through Chakra Yin with Femi. Really excited to have you here today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Just so you guys know, you can hold these postures from anywhere to 5 to 8 minutes. Today in this video, we're only going to be demonstrating, so feel free to pause at any moment and hold it for a little bit longer so that you feel more comfortable in this. We'll be working through, again, the chakra system, starting with the crown. So Femi, I'm going to go ahead and have you come into child's pose. Child's pose, you can bring the knees wider than the mat, or you can have them close together, whatever feels good and comfortable in your body. And you can sink the hips down towards the heels. Arms can come wider than the mat if that feels good, and rest your forehead directly onto the earth. Take a few breaths here. Here we're going to be tuning into the third eye. So an affirmation that you may repeat to yourself is, I believe in the magic of believing. I trust myself. I believe all things are possible. My awareness is ever expanding. I trust the process. I believe in my abilities. Take 4 more cycles of breath here. Deep inhalation and complete exhalation. Last inhale. As you exhale, begin to walk the hands forward and bring your chest down towards the earth. Nice. The next pose that we're going to go into is going to be for the throat chakra. This is the place where you tune into your communication. So it's going to be Sphinx pose. We're going to bring the right hand in towards the crease of the left elbow and the left hand in the crease of the right. This is about the distance that your elbows should be away from each other. Once you've done that, go ahead and bring the arms out in front of you and draw the chest forward. Good. We're going to relax the sit bones, release the buttocks. Good. And breathe here. We're going to draw the throat open a little bit more and tilt the head back if that feels nice. Pressing down all corners of the feet towards the earth. Nice. And here, affirmations that you might repeat to yourself are, I speak love into my life. I express gratitude for my life. I know when to speak and when to listen. I'm going to repeat that for y'all on the back. I know when to speak and when to listen. I speak only of things that I would like to manifest. Again, I speak only of things I would like to manifest. I am divinely guided, protected, and blessed. I am divinely guided, protected, and blessed. We'll take 4 more cycles of breath here. And again, at any point you can pause the video and hold this posture or any posture for a little bit longer. Last inhalation here. As you exhale, begin to walk the hands back towards the back of the mat, bending the knees. Good. From here, we're going to come into Anahatasana, heart chakra opening pose. So we're going to draw the hips up. Good. And then we're going to just walk the hands forward. So the knees and the hips are going to be anchored where they are. We're going to allow the chest to drop down towards the earth. The heart is reaching down. Forehead can be on the mat or the chin, whatever feels comfortable for you. And again here, if it feels nice, the arms can be wider than the mat or they can be closer together. Breathe into this space. Really allow the breath to feel and flow in through the soles of your feet, traveling all the way up to the spine. And as you exhale, maybe you can sink the heart a little bit lower. Affirmations that you might repeat to yourself here are, I love and accept myself. I let go of all hurtful situations. I am open to receiving divine love. I am open to giving myself the love that I desire. I can receive the love that I deserve. I love and accept myself unconditionally. Let the jaw relax here. The ears drop. And we'll take 3 more rounds of breath. Deep inhale and complete exhale. You can, of course, exhale through the mouth if that feels like a bigger and better release for you. Last inhale here. And complete exhalation. And here we're going to begin to walk the hands back in towards the body. And very mindfully and slowly find your way onto your back, taking your time. There's absolutely no rush. Nice. So the next chakra that we're going to move through is going to be your solar plexus. And this here is the seat of your willpower and your sense of self. So we're going to keep the knees bent and hug the knees in towards the chest for just a moment. Good. Maybe rocking side to side, massaging the lower back and sacrum if that feels good for you. And then we're going to have a deep inhalation. And as you exhale, we're going to drop the knees off towards your right side. Good. It might feel nice to have the arms in cactus. Femi here has decided to give himself a little bit more stability, so that's perfectly fine as well. If you want to keep one hand on the knees, breathe into this gentle back twist. If you'd like a little bit more, you can drop your head off to one side or the other, stretching the neck a little bit. And affirmations that you may want to repeat to yourself are, I am happy. I am peaceful. I am joyous. Black joy is important, y'all. I am happy. I am peaceful. I am joyous. I choose to be all that I can be. I choose to invest in myself every single day. 5 more breaths here. Last inhalation. And as you exhale, drawing the knees back in towards the chest, hugging them in for just a moment. We're going to draw the chin up towards the knees Make a tight little ball, create tension and tightness here. Exhale, we're going to release and drop the knees off towards the opposite side. And if you made a specific arm motion on one side, I deeply encourage you to do the same on the opposite side. I am happy. I am peaceful. I am the embodiment of black joy. See if you can find a smile here. I am happy. I am peaceful. I am the embodiment of black joy. I invest in myself every single day. I choose to be all that I can be. 4 more rounds of breath here. And again, at any point, if you want to pause the video and stay for a little bit longer, feel free. Last inhalation here. And complete exhalation. Begin to draw the knees back in towards the center. And let the feet gently rest on the earth. Take a moment here to just feel into your body. Notice how it feels to be you right now. And the next pose we're going to do is going to be for our sacral chakra. Femi is going to demonstrate one, and I will demonstrate the other. So we're going to go into either pigeon pose, or if that's not accessible to you, you can remain on your back. We're going to have Femi demonstrate on his back. So he's going to take his right ankle and place it on top of his left thigh. From here, he's going to flex the foot and he's going to place the hand on the knee and just kind of press it away and see what kind of space there is here. If this feels good and you feel a deep stretch here, you can stay exactly as you are. If you want a little bit more, you can draw the left knee in towards the chest and wrap the hands around the back of the thigh. This is called threading the needle. We're going to keep both feet active and breathe here. Shoulders are going to melt down towards the earth and we're going to relax the jaw. So if you feel yourself clenching up in these areas, maybe you can release the hands and just keep the foot on the earth. This is one option. Another option is going to be pigeon pose, which is going to be something that I will demonstrate. So if you're wanting to go into pigeon pose, you can take the right foot forward and it's going to be parallel and slide the left leg back. From here, the arms are going to go wide and we're going to press the heart forward. Make sure that the knee isn't falling off to one side or the other. It sometimes has a tendency to float. And from here, we're going to begin to walk the hands forward. Breathing into this space. Affirmations that you might repeat to yourself include, I choose happiness and abundance. My body is a sacred vessel, and I treat it with respect. My sexuality is sacred. I reclaim my personal power. I embrace my sensuality and my sexuality. I want the best for myself. 2 more breaths here. And then whatever posture you're in, begin to loosen up. If you're in pigeon pose, you can begin to walk the hands back in towards the body. If you're on your back and thread the needle, you can begin to let the foot drop down towards the earth. So here we're both going to demonstrate the opposite pose. So now Femi is going to go into pigeon pose and I will go onto my back to do the opposite side. To get into pigeon pose, you can go for the opposite side, bring the foot parallel towards the front of the mat, and then slide the opposite foot back. Good. We want to make sure that the hips and the weight that we're holding in our hips is even. So see if you're falling off to one side or the other. It's perfectly fine. And see if you can find a little bit more of your center. Once you feel good here, just check behind you to make sure that leg isn't floating off towards the side. It's totally fine. And then we're going to begin to walk the hands forward. You can, of course, make a pillow with your hands if that feels nice. You can also make two fists and rest your forehead here. If you'd like to go for thread the needle, we're going to take the left foot, or the right foot, I'm sorry, on top of the left ankle and just press away here. If this feels good and the foot is active, we're going to go ahead and draw the thigh into the chest, keeping both feet active. Shoulders are melting back down towards the earth. The forehead is relaxed. The tongue falls to the back of the throat. 5 more breaths here. My sexuality is sacred. I want the best for myself. My body is a sacred vessel. I embrace my sexuality and my sensuality. I am a divine, creative being. Last inhale here. As you exhale, begin to slowly release the posture. We're going to all find our way onto our backs. From here, the last pose that we're going to do is going to be for the root chakra. And this is located at the base of your spine. So Femi, we're going to bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to fall out from one another. If this feels like it's a little bit too intense, you can take your hands and support yourself here. You can also use blocks. And if you don't have blocks, you can use books, stacks of books to place them underneath the knees for a little bit of extra support. We want the shoulders to melt. And if this feels a little bit too intense, you can always bring the soles of the feet further away from the body, and it should be a little bit less intense. Continue with the slow, steady breathing. Affirmations that you may tell yourself here are, I am comfortable with being myself. My mind is peaceful, serene, and calm. I am divine. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am. So be it. 5 more breaths here. Feeling your connection with the back of the body and the earth. And beginning to slow down the mind and the breath. Once you feel complete, you can begin to slide the feet forward and we'll prepare for final resting pose, Shavasana. So we'll do a small pranayama which is a breathing exercise before shifting completely into final resting pose. So I want you to exhale all of the breath out of your body. And inhale a little bit of air into the belly. And pause. A little bit of air into the chest. And pause. And then all the way to the top of the throat, locking the breath here, locking the throat. Exhaling throat, chest, belly. Inhaling belly and pause. Breath into the chest and pause. And then all the way to the top of the throat, locking the throat here. Maybe you can sip in a little bit more air. Exhaling throat, chest, belly. Last round. Inhaling belly, chest, and throat. Sipping in a little bit more air until there's no more room. And then locking the throat here. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale all of the breath. Let the eyes be soft as they roll into the back of the head. Let the forehead be soft. The tongue drops to the back of the throat and the jaw relaxes. The ears melt. The shoulders melt. The rib cage grows soft. The hips are connected with the earth. The knees relax. For final resting pose, Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you desire. But we're going to go ahead and bring Femi out. So Femi, begin to deepen your breath and ride that wave of awareness back into your physical body. It might feel nice to begin to make small movements with your fingers and your toes. Maybe making small circles with your ankles and your wrists. If it feels nice, giving yourself a good morning stretch, reaching the arms up over the head. And then rolling over to your side of choice. Pausing here in fetal position and allow the fruits of the practice that you chose to do today to resonate throughout your entire being. Being grateful for the opportunity to tune into the essence of you. When you feel ready and not a moment before, you begin to press yourself up into a seated position. Taking your time, there is absolutely no rush to arrive here. Thank you guys for practicing with us today. You can bring your hands to heart center, and I always like to end practices with Ashe.